Hey Charles, my name is Jordan, which is kind of annoying this question, but now that LeBron is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history with over 39,000 point careers, also ranking top 5 in assists and still climbing rankings in rebounds, blocks, and steals, all while consistently playing 20-plus seasons at an elite level for an old man, winning 4 championships, 4 MVPs, and making 19 All-NBA teams. Who is better, Jordan or LeBron?
You know, those are some incredible stats.
They are.
Those are some incredible stats. I'm never going to say anything bad about LeBron, I told you. I think he's the 3rd best player I've ever seen play after Michael and Kobe.
Why is ring culture so much more prevalent in the NBA than in other sports?
It's funny, I don't know. I don't know why it's discussed so much in our sport and why it's the A-all, B-all of everything.
But you have to really play hard. Does that hurt you physically?
No, because when I play hard all the time. You know, there's no turn it on here, turn it off here. It's just 110% at all times.
A devoted LeBron James superfan once approached Charles Barkley, fully convinced he had the perfect argument to end the GOAT debate for good. He came armed with every statistic and accolade, confident that the numbers alone would settle the discussion. But Barkley's response quickly dismantled that approach and exposed why it falls apart. A purely statistical case for LeBron begins to crumble the moment it's challenged by someone who actually watched both players dominate the league in real time. This wasn't a loud, attention-seeking media take. Barkley competed against Michael Jordan at his absolute peak and then spent decades watching LeBron's career unfold from the broadcast booth. He has no reason to distort what he witnessed. By the time Barkley finished speaking, the atmosphere in the room had shifted. Everyone understood that there are elements of greatness spreadsheets and highlight reels simply can't capture, and his perspective forced a re-evaluation of how the entire GOAT debate is viewed.
I love LeBron. I'm not going to say anything bad about him. He didn't go to college for 3 years. You have to factor that in also. He had a 3-year head start on Michael. Okay, since you want me that. So, I'm going to just give a couple of things about, if he wanted to do it fair, he would say, well, how many games did Michael Jordan play compared to LeBron?
Picture the scene clearly. Barkley is in the middle of hosting a fan Q&A when a man steps up to the microphone, and his name just happens to be Jordan, adding an extra layer of irony to the moment. It's immediately obvious that this fan came prepared. He carries himself like a lawyer delivering a closing argument, confident that no one could challenge his case. He fires off the statistics one after another, over 40,000 career points, the all-time scoring leader, top 5 in assists, and still climbing the all-time lists in rebounds, blocks, and steals. He keeps going, laying out the full resume, 22 seasons of elite basketball, 4 championships, 4 MVPs, and 21 All-NBA selections. On paper, the argument hits hard. The numbers are overwhelming, and the crowd starts to buzz, because that kind of resume looks almost untouchable when you see it all laid out at once.
And actually, if you look at the numbers, Michael actually had 5,000 more points in his career, same number of games. 5,000, which is 2.5 NBA seasons. But you have to factor in, Michael went to college for 3 years. And if you remember, he broke his foot his first year, and he retired for 2 years. So if Michael went to the NBA 3 years sooner, not missed his rookie year with a broken foot, and not retire for 2 years, he would be the all-time leading scorer.
How do you argue against the all-time leading scorer who also sits top 5 in assists? How do you dismiss 21 All-NBA selections spread across 2 full decades of dominance? The fan finishes his argument by essentially putting Barkley on the spot, demanding an explanation for how anyone could possibly compete with credentials like that. That's when the energy in the room shifts. Barkley pauses, calm and composed, wearing the expression of a teacher about to explain something painfully simple to a student who believes they've already solved the problem.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
Did you ever look at how many shots Michael Jordan took and how many shots LeBron took?
I did not.
Michael Jordan.
They were both gunners.
Michael Jordan took way more shots.
Well, that was his job.
You know, it's all about winning championships and winning.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
The first thing out of Barkley's mouth catches the fan off guard because he doesn't attack LeBron at all. Instead, he gives him full respect. The numbers are insane, Barkley admits. LeBron is an incredible player, one of the greatest he has ever seen. That praise, coming straight from Barkley, immediately disarms the room. Then comes the first real bomb, the stat LeBron supporters rarely want to hear. LeBron skipped college and entered the NBA at just 18 years old, while Michael Jordan spent 3 full years at North Carolina before turning pro. That alone gave LeBron a 3 to 4 year head start from day one. Every counting stat on LeBron's resume includes thousands of points, rebounds, and assists that Jordan never even had the opportunity to accumulate because he was still in college. Barkley then flips the entire debate with one simple question. If you want a fair comparison, why not look at how many points each player scored in the same number of games played? That's where the math begins to reveal what raw career totals tend to hide.
So
and let me tell you something. LeBron, we compare him favorable to Magic Johnson. He's a more of a triple threat than Michael was. I'll agree with that. But let me ask you a question. I want you to be honest with me in your heart. If you had one game and you said, I need to win game 7, would you want LeBron, Michael, or Kobe in one game win all?
LeBron.
Okay.
Jordan scored roughly 5,000 more points than LeBron over the same number of games played, which is the equivalent of about 2.5 full NBA seasons of scoring. Barkley doesn't stop there. He reminds everyone that Jordan broke his foot early in his career and missed nearly an entire season. Then, at the height of his prime, he walked away from basketball for 2 full years to play minor league baseball. When you start adding those lost seasons back into the equation, the picture changes completely. Barkley's point is simple. If Jordan had entered the league at 18, stayed healthy, and never stepped away from the game, he would be sitting at the very top of the all-time scoring list today.
Your love of the game is still there. I can feel it from you, right? How did that love of the game fuel your career?
It was the basis of my career. My love of the game within my contract, which, I'm pretty sure most contracts now, I'm actually positive now, don't have that clause within the contract where...
You had a clause in your contract.
Love of the game contract, right, that if I was driving with you down the street and I see a basketball game on the side of the road, I can go play in that basketball game. And if I get hurt, my contract is still guaranteed. I love the game so much that I would never let someone take the opportunity for me to play the game away from me.
It might not be in the team's best interest, in your best interest, to play all 82. Is that something you thought about at all since you made the goal?
That's a goal. We'll see.
I'm available to go and be in the pro. If OBJ shows up, he might score 100.
Instead, the fans were left standing there with nothing to say. Once you adjust for the extra seasons LeBron had, the gap he built in raw totals completely disappears, and the math actually flips in the other direction. But Barkley wasn't finished, because another stat had just come up on Inside the NBA that genuinely stunned him and completely dismantled the longevity argument. Michael Jordan recorded 562 games with 30 or more points across just 15 seasons. LeBron, even after 22 seasons in the league, sits at 559 such games. In other words, 7 extra years still weren't enough to catch Jordan when it came to pure scoring explosions. When Ernie Johnson mentioned that stat on air, Barkley's reaction said everything, and the room immediately understood the weight of what that comparison revealed.
What's happened to the rivalries in today's game? We
don't hate each other.
That's
they don't like. See, I hated Larry and every Celtic. I really don't like you, but you're my little brother. Now I love you because you out of that green and white. That's what it was, right? The Celtics, Lakers hate each other, disliked each other. So it made for great TV and people tuning in. And now with, I don't know if it's AAU, I don't know what it is. Now everybody's shaking each other's hand. Everybody like each other, won't go at each other like really hard. Even that's what happened to the All-Star game, see?
Yeah.
See, the All-Star
carried into the All-Star game. Right there.
See, we hated the East.
Right.
I'm coming to bust you.
Right.
Michael, Isaiah, Dr. J. You can't have one over me. See, I'm coming to get that. Now,
okay, Magic, this is what I said.
Let them score 200 to 200. What is that?
Barkley openly said it was astonishing that someone could play so many more seasons and still trail Jordan in that category. And that reaction makes perfect sense. This single stat destroys the idea that longevity automatically equals greatness. The comparison of 30-point games shows that Jordan operated on a completely different level night after night. He wasn't just accumulating points over time, he was consistently taking over games in a way LeBron simply hasn't matched with the same frequency. Jordan averaged 31 points per game, the highest mark in NBA history, while LeBron sits at 27.0. Jordan won 10 scoring titles. LeBron has 1. When those numbers are placed side by side, the all-time scoring record doesn't carry the same weight. LeBron didn't surpass Jordan by outscoring him, he surpassed him by outlasting him. And those are two very different achievements. This is where Barkley's argument moves beyond raw statistics and into territory that truly frustrates LeBron supporters. The discussion stops being about numbers and becomes about how each legend built his career. Jordan's entire championship story unfolded with one franchise. The Chicago Bulls drafted him, and for years the Detroit Pistons physically punished him in the playoffs. Instead of leaving to find an easier path, Jordan stayed, learned, and eventually conquered them. What he built in Chicago transformed a struggling organization into the defining dynasty of the 1990s. 6 championships in 8 years, with the same core, and no moments of abandoning ship when things got difficult. LeBron took a very different route. 7 seasons in Cleveland without breaking through led to the decision, and a move to Miami to join Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. That choice permanently changed how superstars approach winning and helped launch the modern superteam era,